Hey guys, this is Axel. Welcome to ATech Reviews. Today's video I'm going to be reviewing the Hiby Project ACE. It's a 12mm single dynamic driver IM, and it's pretty interesting. It's pretty unique actually. Let's get right into it. So this is the ear tip case it comes with. It has like 3 silicone ear tips, 3 pairs of foam ear tips. As you can see, it's kind of nice. And then it has this nice case. It has a magnetic clasp, and inside you have this termination for the modular cable. Speaking of the cable, it has a pretty nice cable. Like you see, it has a medium or average thickness, and it has a screw-in mechanism for this detachable termination. It's a modular cable. And for the earpieces themselves, they kind of have this unique design. I've never seen something like this before. They certainly look unique, but the build quality is excellent. They feel premium. The nozzle diameter, I will post it, it's pretty nice. And actually, I have a perfect fit with them. I know they look kind of unique, but once you put them in ear, speaking of myself, I have no issues with it. They're very, very comfortable. You have 2 vents here, like one here and one here. So there should be no issues with like driver flex or ear pressure and stuff like that. All right, with that out of the way, let's talk about the sound. Now, the tuning of this Hiby IM is certainly a unique tuning. It's not your neutral sounding set or not your like V-shaped set. It has really a unique type of tuning. And I will describe it to you in my own way. This will be a very subjective review. I will start with the bass. The bass is very high quality, all right? The mid bass is better to me than the sub bass. It hits deep. This is the word I would describe. It is a very deep hitting bass. It's good, it's detailed, and there is a good amount of rumble. But it's not enough for me. This is not the tuning I go to. I prefer much more bass than that. And believe me, the bass is clean and it's high quality. And when I use bass heavy tracks, it hits very deep. But it's not my favorite type. I kind of wish way more than that. I'm not a bass head at all, but I kind of wish for more bass than that. And I felt it in every song, from EDM, K-pop, J-pop, rock and metal, even those kick drums. I kind of wish for more bass than that, but what is there is clean, and it's very detailed. It's awesome. And let's move on to the lower mid-range. Now, the mid-bass here doesn't carry a lot. Like it doesn't give a lot of warmth to the lower mid-range, and on top of that, the lower mid-range has like this scoop that you see at like 2 to 4K. Not exactly the tuning I go for, and usually if this IM had more bass, you will say that it has a recessed vocals, but here you don't get that because of the way the treble is tuned, and the way the bass is tuned, it's light, so you don't need more mid-range to overcompensate for it. But to be honest, I kind of felt that the mid-range, all of it, from lower mid-range to upper mid-range, was kind of like within the mix. Things didn't stand out the way I like them to be. I like vocals, I like vocal forward sound signatures, and the vocals are clear on this set, but still within the mix. The moment the track gets busy, things stay within the music, and you cannot really feel that the vocals are forward or separated from the track the way I like it. And this became clear to me when I compared it to other IMs like the K2, like the Simgot, like the Dyna Quattro. I noticed, wow, the vocals there are more forward, and that's the way I like it. Another thing, now I will move on to the treble. I would just like to say there's a lot of detail in the mid-range. It sounds good, it sounds a lot of detail, but the moment the track gets busy, the vocals kind of like stay within the mix, and I like my vocals more forward than that. Moving on to the treble, guys. The treble here is very detailed, but it's way more than I would like it to be. Not way more, but it is more than I like it to be. And you kind of see the peaks on the graph, and it is peaky. And when I'm listening, I will describe it as, on many tracks it sounded awesome. It sounded fine. There was no problem whatsoever. But on many tracks, it sounded like too much to me, and it kind of got into the harsh area. I'm speaking about my ears, guys. I'm treble sensitive. I'm speaking about my ear anatomy, my tolerance, my preferences. It sounded too much to me. Like sometimes even classical music, like violins, could be too much to me. The slightest electronic music could be too much to me. And that's the way I experienced it. It kind of gets harsh sometimes. And with rock and metal, like, forget about it. So I tried to experiment with ear tips. I tried to experiment on my own way, and I kind of found that with foam ear tips, it solved that issue. Still, the treble was peaky, and I will show the graph. The purple graph is with foam ear tips. It kind of like reduced the 6 and 8K peaks, but still, it was peaky, not as smooth as I would like it to be, and not as detailed as I would like it to be. And if you notice, even with silicone ear tips, the upper treble was not as I would like it to be. That's not the type of tuning I would go for. For my preferences, I kind of like more air, more extension up top. And I noticed that even with cymbal crashes and stuff like that, they were not like in your face. They kind of sound too much, but at the same time, they don't have that airy extension. And even like instruments, I will tell you the instruments that I found that was a bit too much for me. Bongos, snare drums, saxophones, any cymbal crashes, hi-hats, and as I said, even violins, upper ends of piano notes, stuff like that. Anyway, that's my opinion about it. In terms of technicalities are awesome. Like, this is a highly detailed IM. Like, I will show in the comparison segment, it is slightly less than the EA1000 and the Dyna Quattro, but it can compete with its peers, absolutely. Can compete with other IMs within the same price range, absolutely. Soundstage, it's not the widest soundstage. I would describe as average or maybe slightly below average. It's not a wide sounding IM. Imaging is okay, is good. Not okay, it's good. But it's not pinpoint like, for example, the Dyna Quattro or the EA1000. I think both have better imaging precision, let's say. Timbre is quite okay, like could be better. It could be better, absolutely, specifically because the way the mid-range is tuned and the way the treble accentuates, it's kind of fine. Not the most natural. Other sets could be more natural. With that said, guys, let's start in the comparison segment. This will give you an idea where this IM stands. I will start with the SimGot EA1000. I kind of feel this IM. The EA1000 is like close. It's a single dynamic. The price range is similar, I think. I can't remember now. It's a very old one. And I only have one nozzle, the gold nozzle, so I will be speaking from that perspective. The base of the SimGot EA1000 looks kind of similar in amount, but it's definitely a different quality. It's much higher quality to my ears, much better sounding, deeper hitting, sub-bass rumbles more. And the bass is kind of way more textured. The quality is much higher on the EA1000. Moving on to the mid-range, the EA1000 gets, at least with my gold nozzle here, that's the one I have right now, it's a bit shoutier. It gets into the too much a lot of the time. A lot of the time. Again, there's no... I'm saying it how it is, guys. Like, it gets into the shouty range with the gold nozzle a lot of the time. But still, it's higher quality. Still, with the shoutiness, it's higher quality and it's more detailed. And moving on to the treble, I think that the treble of the EA1000 is excellent. I like it. From the lower treble to the higher treble. Cymbal crashes sound natural, sound forward, sound more detailed. I love it the way it is. Like, honestly, it is like... I would clap my hand. It's great. It's really great. This is like one of the things about this driver of the SimGot EA1000. It's super great. Moving on to the technicalities. Again, the EA1000 is much better. It has a lot more technicalities. And for like even like the imaging, the difference is way noticeable. The imaging precision. It's like you listen, you can know the sound is coming from the left side, right side. That stereo image is there, and even the soundstage. The issue here is like if you use the foam ear tip, you can listen to the Project ACE, but with this EA1000, the shoutiness issue or the too energetic upper mid-range makes it too much, and you kind of feel like you cannot solve that with foam ear tips. Both of these are not perfect from a sound signature type of tuning. Like, you have to use EQ with one of them. That's for me. I'm talking about myself. But in terms of detail and high quality of sound, I think the EA1000 is better. And that's why I keep it, even if I don't listen to it because of that upper mid-range 1 to 4K region. But still, I keep it as a reference and benchmark, and I think it really is like a higher quality type of sound. Moving on to the Dyna Quattro. Dyna Quattro is a 3-dynamic driver, 1 passive diaphragm type of IM. It's not a single dynamic, but I would like to include it because it's within the same price range. Now, the tuning here is way different. The Dyna Quattro is one of my favorite sets, like under 500 ever. It has one of the most natural timbres you will ever see. on this price range, in this price range. And the bass, it's harder to drive. That's one of the issues with it. It's harder to drive. It needs some power to shine. But man, the sub bass is better. Rumbles harder. The bass quality is just, it's excellent. The mid range is a hallmark. It's insane for me, for my preference. Vocal forward, shining, never shouty, excellent timbre. The other issue with Dyna Quattro is it needs some treble, lower and upper. It kind of needs that to sound more airy. That's the only thing with it. Detail and separation, both of them are better than the... Okay, now another IM, which is the Moondrop Kato. Now, from a tuning perspective, the Kato is just wonderful. It fits my preferences perfectly. Very, very, very nice IM. You can see it has more bass, more sub-bass. You can see even like the bass gives some warmth to the male vocals. That 2 to 4K area is tuned very well. And the treble is controlled, and it has good treble extension, and even better, like upper treble extension. I mean, from a tuning perspective and tonality perspective and everything else, actually, like I kind of feel that Kato is the better IM for me, for my preferences. I love it, honestly. Like it is just well tuned IM, and that is something I would choose. Another IM that I want to mention is the Duno Falcon Ultra, one of the best IMs, like also in this price range, or maybe under. And you can see where my preferences lie and why I like it. Duno Falcon Ultra is an excellent IM. It's a warm sounding, but technical and detailed, and never shouty, never harsh. Comes with great accessories, 2 tuning nozzles. It's a preference, guys. Again, this is my opinion. Keep that in mind, but I love it. Like you can see the graph in comparison. It has more bass, more sub-bass, more vocal extension, more like treble, upper treble, and that treble is not harsh and controlled. It's perfect out of the box, and you have even another nozzle if you want to change the tuning. It's something I see myself using, and it's wonderful. So where is this with this like Project ACE, it's called, with the Hiby? I think it's a nice IM. It's not like bad or anything. It's not the way the graph makes it sound. There's just too much treble for me without the foam nozzle. With the foam nozzle, it's controlled. It's a very high quality driver. You can feel that. Technicality is great. Competes with other IMs in its price range. But for the tuning, for someone like me with my preference, if I have to use it, I would not use it stock. I have to use it with EQ. I would raise the bass. I would raise the sub bass and mid bass. I would like boost the area between 2 to 4K at least. I would lower the 4 to 6K region. I would lower the 8K region. I would give it some air after 10K. That's the way I would tune it to be good for my taste and for my music. Overall, fit and comfort is great. I think accessories and cable is great, high quality. Even the build material is great. And that's it. That's my opinion about the Hiby Project ACE. Let me know, guys, what you think of the review. Subscribe if you like my content. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. I'll get back to you. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Until then, see you in the next one. Bye.